I want to share some of the things we stepped into this past year. One of the big conversations we've been having at the co-op is how do we more effectively share the co-op story? One of the amazing things for me about being in Pacific Northwest is just how many people have lived it. It's a part of their childhood, it's a part of their story, it's a part of their identity. But there's so many people that have not really had that experience. And how do we tell more people about what the co-op stands for? We did something different this year. So many people recognize this. Yeah. I asked my leadership team, particularly the creative side, to go away and think about what do we do during the holiday season? It's a very busy time. It's a time so focused by consumers. It's a time in some respects that's so focused on selling and so focused on product. It almost felt a bit of an unnatural act for us. The idea of using that as an opportunity to say something about who we were and what we stood for and what we believed in was surfaced in the idea of, do we do something kind of crazy and close our doors on Black Friday? I won't tell you what I said when I heard it first. I think it's out there in press somewhere. But it was kind of a shocking idea. And the idea that, and we got to thinking about it, and there was this trend for more and more retailers to kind of invade the lives of their families and open on Thanksgiving. And we got to think about it. It just seemed so consistent with who we were and what we believed that we would take this step and really allow our team, for the first time, probably for many of them in their retail careers, to spend the Friday after Thanksgiving with their families outside. We started that thing, we kind of made that, worked it, thought about the creative. The moment for me that was really a little scary is when we introduced it to our store manager. So we were all together in September, and I actually made Craig, where's Craig? There we go. We made Craig drew the short straw, so he had to stand up and tell everybody what we were going to do. We had no idea how they would react to this. And I got to tell you that of the 143 store managers that we had at that time, immediately stood up, standing ovation, and many of them were really there with tears in their eyes. It was a special moment. It ended up being a bigger deal than we imagined. 1.4 million people logged on to social media to indicate their desire and intent to opt outside on Black Friday. What was really intriguing to me when we kind of look at who those people were, 70% of those people were under 35. This is a demographic we want, need, must reach for the future of the outdoors. One of the things I was so proud of, and these are essays that were published on a social website called Medium by the nonprofit community. So many people weighed in, really expressing their beliefs, their passion for the outdoors, kind of what the outdoors meant to them, and really reinforce this idea. Never have I seen a sense of community or a sense of ownership from our members around any single action. I want to thank you tonight, and then all the members that will watch this on video, for being the kind of an organization that loves the outdoors enough that your co-op can actually close on one of the busiest days of the year. So thank you. It wasn't the only thing we did. We had a great year. I want to share from our employees to you a little more about what's happened this year.
When we come together as a community
who shares a love for the outdoors,
we can do amazing things.
We can do amazing things.
We can do amazing things.
Here are just a few milestones from the past year.
The co-op returned more than 72% of our profits to our employees and our community.
That's $8.5 million to more than 300 nonprofits.
And $70 million to employees.
And $185 million to over 6 million members.
Once again, our co-op committed to 100% green power.
The co-op sourced 100% responsible down for all REI products.
We launched a pledge to advance women's leadership signed by 52 CEOs.
And committed $1.5 million to the Outdoor Industry Women's Coalition.
We launched a national conversation when we closed our doors on Black Friday and paid all 12,000 employees to spend time outside.
I chose to opt outside.
I chose
to opt outside. Oh yeah, I opted outside.
The co-op ranked number 26 on Fortune magazine's 100 best companies to work for.
One of only 5 companies to be on the list for 19 consecutive years. More than 3/4 of employees took a Yay Day, a free day off to play outside.
When the Nepal earthquake hit, more than 10,000 members gave more than $850,000 in just a few days.
And this spring, we announced funding for construction of the Everest region's first disaster relief center.
Employees serviced 180,000 bikes and 100,000 skis.
254,000 people took outdoor classes and programs.
And over 9,800 members experienced an REI adventure trip.
We launched new REI products, created with REI co-op members, the experts who work in our stores, and a wilderness spirit born in 1938.
Our in-house design team collaborated with hundreds of employees from dozens of stores to reimagine the iconic REI green vest.
The co-op provided $600,000
to 10 game-changing trail projects across the country.
Thanks to votes from 100,000 members who stepped up to vote in 37 hours.
We invested $1 million in the 21st Century Conservation Corps,
the next generation of national park stewards.
Our co-op partnered with the National Park Service to celebrate 100 years of life-transforming experiences.
We launched the Co-op Guide to the National Parks, a digital trail guide powered by our collective knowledge.
And offered more than 300 classes and outings in national parks through REI Outdoor School.
Wow, this is awesome. I didn't know all these facts.
Imagine what else we can do.
Imagine what else we can do.
Imagine what else we can do.
I want to take a moment just to thank all of the employees at REI just for your passion, your caring, your effort that really goes above and beyond the call. All of our members and their love for the outdoors, our nonprofit partners who really devote their lives to the passion that we all care about so deeply. You're fueling, I think, the movement around getting people outside, and it's an incredibly exciting time. I continue to believe that we have to tell the story of the co-op and what the co-op is about. And as we kind of think about how do we do that, we've put together this next piece, which I'm really excited to have in our arsenal.
Did you ever wonder if there was a different way to live life? This is the story of 23 people who did. 23 people who found an answer to that question in the mountains. 23 climbing buddies who made a choice to shape their lives around what they loved, which led to a simple idea: to build a business around a life outside. And because they loved mountains more than money, they formed a co-op. So what is a co-op exactly? It starts with you, because a co-op is made up of members, in our case, millions of members. Members who come together for a common cause. Members who are actually owners and have a voice in what we do. Members who share in the co-op's profits and choose to give and get back every year. Because when you spend $1 at REI, you're investing in the outdoors and helping people get outside. Bottom line, a co-op is a business that puts purpose before profits. And more than 7 decades later, we're still proudly a co-op. We're still happily searching the world for the best gear we can find. And we're still in it together, but with slightly more than 23 friends. Most importantly, we're still driven by the belief that it's in the wild, untamed, and natural spaces that we find our best selves. So if you're still wondering if there's a different way to live life, we think there is. Join us.
So I'm proud to be a part of the co-op. I'm proud of the fact that we have this amazing story to tell and that we're uniquely positioned to make a difference. I invite Alex to come up. We're going to do some Q&A.